Namaste everyone and welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to explore a fascinating analogy that relates the beautiful Indian festival of Raksha Bandhan, popularly known as Rakhi, to concepts in JavaScript, the programming language that powers the web. Let's dive into the world of code and culture. Let's see bond of dependencies. Imagine the special bond between siblings during Rakhi, a bond of love, protection, and care. In a similar way, JavaScript applications form bonds of dependencies through libraries and frameworks. Just like sister tie a Rakhi, developers tie their code together with dependency. Let's see this in action. This shows an example of adding JavaScript library like jQuery to enhance a web page functionality. jQuery here is added as a dependency. So I have used certain jQuery function. Now I will click button and I will get an alert successfully. Just as brothers promise support and protection to their sisters, JavaScript has its own way of making commitments, promises. These promises ensure that certain actions will be taken when a task is completed. Let's understand promises with a real world example. This is how we have used promises to fetch the API URL result and handle the asynchronous operation. Here, the response coming from this API is then printed in our console. Rakhi is all about connecting events, tying that symbolic thread. Similarly, JavaScript connects event in web development. When a user clicks a button or interacts with a page, events trigger action. Let's see how event handling works. Now, this demo shows how to use the add event listener function to respond to user interaction and update a web page content. Suppose if I reload this page, the div below the click me is blank. After I click this button, the div gets the content defined as in the JavaScript. Rakhi symbolizes the binding of love between siblings. In JavaScript framework like React, we bind data to UI elements. Changes in data automatically update the UI, creating a strong connection. Let's explore data binding in JavaScript. To explain the concept of binding elements, I have created a React component to demonstrate data binding and its impact on the UI. So here I have created a count which on clicking of this button gets increased. So if I click this button, the count is increasing by 1. Just like Rakhi signifies a close relationship, JavaScript closures bring elements together. Closures encapsulate data and functions, forming a bond that ensures data privacy. Let's see this in code. This example showcases the closures by creating a function with a closed environment. Here, create counter is an environment under which a function is enclosed. This function uses the count variable defined within the create counter and remember its value and logs it. Suppose if I call the create counter method and store it in increment counter, then again calling on increment counter, it remembers that count was 0. So it will increase it with 1 and will print it. That's why in the console you get 1. Now again, if you called increment counter, it again remembers that it has been increased to 1. So now the value becomes 2 and it has been logged. Web development is like a family of technologies. HTML, CSS, and JavaScript are siblings, each with its own role. Just as brothers and sisters complement each other, these technologies to work together to create stunning web applications. Let's see an example showcasing this relationship. This shows a simple web page that integrates HTML, CSS, and JavaScript element. This is an example of sibling-like technologies in web development. Here I have used HTML code, CSS code, and JavaScript code. All these technology work together just like siblings to render a page. As we conclude our exploration, we have seen how Raksha Bandhan's symbolism aligns with various JavaScript concepts. It's truly remarkable how programming concepts can find parallels in cultural traditions. Remember, this is just one example of how diverse aspects of life and technology can intertwine. Thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel for more content and hit the notification bell to stay updated. Until next time, happy coding and happy Raksha Bandhan.